Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here in Austin, Texas for the first drive of this vehicle right here. What the heck is it? It's the all-new 2024 Lexus TX. This particular one is the hot one. It is the 500h F Sport Performance. But before we get into this pumped up four-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, mid-size three-row SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Lexus is taking a chance. They're rolling the dice. They're coming out with an all-new SUV model. Of course, the smallest crossover they have is going to be the UX. Then you step up to the NX. Then you go RX. And then the TX slides in between the RX and the LX. I know it's a lot to take in, but that's why we are here, to make it easier for you to understand what is the difference between these different trims with the new TX. We already brought you the 350, the TX 350, the 550h. This F Sport Performance, we're gonna find out if it lives up to its name by bringing extra driving performance. You're gonna get some unique individual touches on the exterior, but I really think it's when we get behind the wheel and go on throttle for this first drive. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a performance spec three-row midsize SUV, do you go this route or do you go Acura MDX Type S? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, this has got to be one of my favorite colors. It's called Blue Mica, and normally I'm not a big, huge fan of like a midnight blue. I'm digging it because in the sun, it sparkles very nicely. At the front of the business, just like the other TX models, you're gonna get full LED lighting, daytime running lamp, turn signal, and headlight. Working your way down is where you're gonna see a unique touch only on the F Sport. You have this gloss black trim with your twin LED fog lamps, but it's the gloss black trim that separates it from the rest of the pack. The rest is gonna have flat black. Now, as we come across that front spindle body design, here's some other differences. Yes, we have the silver up top, and then we have our body colored spindle body and forward facing camera. The big differences on the F Sport Performance, you have the silver along the lip and along the outer perimeter of the lower grille area. So what you're finding at the front is some gloss black accents and then more of this silver. I really like the way they highlighted everything with the silver because it gives it a more aggressive look at the front. Now, when we climb on up, you're gonna get that Lexus badge. It goes all the way back to 1989. Remember, this is the premium brand of Toyota. And it's interesting, we're comparing it to the Acura because remember, Acura is the premium brand of Honda. They actually were first in 1986. Same hood as the other trims, but when we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So you're gonna get these F Sport specific Y-spoke wheels. I love the way it's got the gunmetal gray finish, metallic gray with the gloss black. It's a 22-inch wheel. And what's great is, remember, we have that direct drive system. That's that all-wheel drive direct 4 that Lexus is known for to get the power to the ground. You're also gonna have brake rotors that are 15.7 inches in diameter, nice two-piece performance rotor, and those huge 6-piston calipers to help slow this mid-size SUV down. To make it be the complete package, it even has active dampers, suspension, all four corners that are going to automatically adjust the compression and rebound damping to give you that sporty performance drive, especially when you're going on throttle. We go down the side, of course, you got to have the F Sport badge. This isn't a true F Lexus vehicle, but it is an F Sport Performance. We have gloss black on the mirror caps, blacked out trim, and you have your smoked out turn signal lenses. On the side, everything is color matched. So you have color matched on the door handles, color matched on the bottom portion. F Sport Performance, you have black roof rails, and the black chrome finish along the top. If you're looking for the TX that looks the sportiest, this definitely has the look. Like I said, we're gonna find out if it also has the go to go with the show. Working towards our rear, I think they did a great job with the style of the wheel. Like I said, this 22-inch wheel. Tires are 255 on the width, 45 series sidewall, and then we swing it around back. What do we got going on here? You got your same roof spoiler, which I am gonna zonk this. They should have gave the 500H F Sport Performance its own specific spoiler. You do have the wiper, you know how I feel about that. That's a zonk because it needs to be tucked underneath. But the way they did the rest of the rear end is spot on the money. The nice Lexus badge, although this should be blacked out like the rest of the trim. Same thing on the TX 500H, should be gloss black or a flat black, but I do like the gray on the Direct 4 badge. And then working our way all the way down, you actually have more of that silver trim and a nice looking lower bumper area. It's like a simulated rear diffuser, looks good. Let me know in the comment section. I think there should be some exposed exhaust with some nice finishers. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it not having any exhaust peeking out. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk performance of this F Sport. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath the hood, you are gonna see that familiar sight. Just like on the smaller brother, the RX, this TX F Sport has that 2.4 liter turbocharged engine, but guess what? This is a performance hybrid. So we do have an electric motor, 366 horsepower, 409 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 6-speed direct shift transmission, automatic transmission, the Direct 4 all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. It could tow 5,000 pounds. MPGs is where you're gonna be the real winner. 27 in the city, 28 on the highway. And like I said, you have that special adaptive suspension at all 4 corners of this vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, we talked about what type of performance numbers this thing has. Let's fire it up and see it go. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Lexus TX 500H F Sport Performance. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need a new SUV, but I want something with a little get up and go. I watch you go on the throttle all the time. I want to go on throttle, but I also need room for my family. I'm thinking about this particular TX. How much is it? So the way that this one is optioned, you're looking at $78,500. Let's see how it stacks up to the mighty Acura, to the door panels. You'll notice nice soft touch material. Love the way it has a smooth finish to it. Mark Levinson sound system, premium tunes, 21 speakers, a little bit of two-tone action going on, and I'm really digging that off-white. And it's in the right spot where your greasy arm is not gonna get it all dirty. Door pockets on the tight side, so maybe 2 cheeseburgers from Mickey D's, or the heck with that. You're here in Texas, go to Buc-ee's, get 2 small pulled pork sandwiches and a nice large shake to wash it down. Going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material, microfiber suede going on. I wish they would have brought some of that off-white on this area of the dash, but you slide on in. What do we have? We have, of course, that 14-inch. They go big in Texas, and they went big on this Lexus. 14-inch infotainment system. You can see right now, we got so much construction, but look how smooth it is. It's very quick reacting. I could just zoom out. That's us right there. Look at us. and then you could go zoom right back in. I'm in the water. Now I'm in the Yucatan Peninsula. Let's pretend that we're there right now at the beach. But anyways, that's your infotainment system setup. I could throw it into reverse. Here's your backup camera. Of course, you got the trajectory. You got all the different ways to change that. You could bring whatever little settings you want. I like to have this because it gives you the line setup. You got your 360-degree camera. You could even wash it off. Look at that. Let me do it again. It makes that noise too. That's the official noise of the squirter. And then it's right back where we started at the Yucatan Peninsula. Working our way down, you have 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, heated steering wheel, dual climate control, USB-Cs, triple play. That's a triple play action right there. You do have wireless charging, a place for 10 atomic fireballs. Open it up, a 12 volt, and this is where you could put, I would say, 3 Rubik's Cubes. So if you're taking the family to the Texas National Rubik's Cube Championship, you could keep your 3 cubes in there for your family. You got removable cup holders, which is smart because let's say you want to have, a pulled pork sandwich from Buc-ee's here, or maybe some hot roasted nuts. Instead of putting the nuts in your mouth all the time, you could actually have the nuts stored right here so that you could eat them whenever you want. Or you could have 2 drinks, whatever you want to have. This is going to control your 6-speed automatic conventional torque converter automatic transmission. I like the perforated leather on the side. I do like the soft material on the armrest, and the shape is cool, and there's the two-tone. They did a good job there. Open it up. We have some felt lining and tons of space. You can easily put, I would say, 4 of those field day trophies that you won back in elementary school. That was the only time that you actually won something in your life. You could keep those in there because all the other trophies that you got after that were participation trophies. Everybody got one of those. So who cares about holding on to one of those? But the field day one, when you won the potato sack race with your best friend and came in first place, you could keep that trophy in there. Bring back the memories. 2-tone F Sport badge, of course. Love the perforated material. We got Alcantara microfiber suede material. Full electric assist for the passenger. Full electric assist for the driver as well. We do have that panoramic sunroof. The sun is blinding me right now, so I'm going to close it up with the power shade. And of course, we top it off with a digital rearview mirror. It's so clear, I could actually count every single leaf that's on that tree. Look at that. I could read the license plate number on that vehicle that pulled in. But why don't you get your butt over here? I got a steering wheel with the F Sport badge I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have not only 2, but 3 memory seat settings. You got your F Sport badge with the sill plate, nice aluminum sill plate, a pedal box right out of a Lexus race car, nice large aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. You even have F Sport branded floor mats. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower in my book. And then of course you got your seat controls, easy to get to. These seats are specific to the F Sport. So they have a little bit extra bolstering at the top and at the bottom, which is nice. I got plenty of headroom. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall. Steering wheel, love the leather, especially the perforated leather on the sides. You got your smooth leather up top and on the bottom. There's the F Sport badge. You got flat black on all the switchgear, paddles to go up and down the 6-speed automatic, and it is a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then of course you have your 12.3-inch digital display where you could scroll different information and even have different readouts, which are nice. Plus on top of that, you also have your head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the mid-row and the third row so I could show you how usable this performance SUV is. All right, guys, come on in. There's a lot of commentating to go on in here because there's a lot of things going on in the mid-row of this new Lexus TX. Plenty of headroom, even with the panoramic sunroof. You have the nice soft material, even the big, huge pockets. Yes, you could keep an umbrella, but an umbrella's no fun. You could put a pair of nunchucks. You could put a lightsaber. You could put a small baseball bat behind the seat in the pocket. Don't just go boring with an umbrella. You got a nice little command center here with your blower fan switch, your temperatures, 3 stages of ventilated seats and 3 stages of heated seats. Of course, we got a nice little Twinkie storage tray, USB-Cs, and a home power source. Plenty of room in here, and you know what? You could adjust the room on the fly. You could slide your seats, you can recline your seats. The only zonk I have for these seats are that ratcheting, stupid thin armrest. Not my favorite. That's why I get the zonk, but I do like the flexibility with the little center console area. You have removable cup holders, but if you are in like the removable mood, like you just want to remove everything out of your life, you could start with this. And that is the step to making change. But now you have this nice little going away gift for somebody. You can say, hey, take this with you. You mean the world to me. And look, they have this silver trim because this is an F Sport. You got the silver trim. You can sell this on eBay. I'd probably say, maybe 150 bucks. You never know. But why don't we go ahead? Let's get into that third row because I hear they say there's room back there. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, backseat time. And when I say backseat, we're talking about all the way BFE back. This is the third row. And you know what? You're not going to feel like you're in BFE. And you use your imagination of what that stands for. But the great news is you got plenty of room. And if you need a little bit more, like you're just like, I need some room. There you go. Lexus has you covered. My knees are a little high, but compared to other mid-size 3-row SUVs, go sit in the back of an MDX Type S. Let me know if you're able to walk after they pull you out of that third row. It's not as generous on the room as this is. I got the AC vents mounted up top, USB-Cs, cup holders, Twinkie holders. Hell, I could even put a freaking 10-pound bag of Red Delicious apples back here and have a good old time. But why don't we go ahead? They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Let's see if that cargo area is a place where we could put some apples in this TX. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. Just hit that button right underneath the name Lexus, and you're going to be greeted to 20.9 cubic feet of space. Of course, you have the power seat controls to fold down the rear seat cargo area to get more space. All 3 rows do fold flat. And if you want to see this all in action, check out one of my other in-depth reviews. This one, we're not going to go all in and show you how they fold down, but you do have underneath a little bit of storage. You could get a box of Twinkies in there, and you do have a spare, which is nice on this vehicle. But you know what? They call this the F Sport Performance. What I want to find out, does it live up to its name? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle and take a little spin in this TX. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Lexus TX 500h F Sport Performance. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Nice. 6-speed drops down and we are off to the races. And the great news is with that rear wheel steering, it makes turns so easy to do, no matter what speed you're going at. And that is something that you just can't appreciate until you get behind the wheel. Getting to the 14-inch infotainment system is well within reach. You got the paddles to go up and down that 6-speed automatic transmission. And then it's just crazy that you're getting almost 30 miles of the gallon in this thing. The steering has good feedback. Is it perfect? No. I think the Acura MDX Type S does a better job with that. But if you're comparing apples to apples horsepower, this actually has a little bit more horsepower than the Acura. So kind of crazy how they did what they did in unique different ways compared to one another. But performance wise, they're very close to one another. This just lays the smackdown when it comes to things like MPGs and of course the passenger and cargo volume in here. The dash, nice large 12.3 inch. Remember, when it comes to the infotainment system in the Acura MDX, it's not a touchscreen. You got to use that precision crafted pad that they have, it's sort of like a trackpad, but it's not. That's what you have to use. This, whatever you want, you just touch it. I want this, and you bring it up. I want to go back to navigation, and there we are. And the way that they have everything arranged in here feels really, really smartly done, because it just makes sense. You can't argue with it if it makes sense. Seats, supportive. They have more bolstering than your standard Lexus TX seat. They actually feel a little bit more bolstered than the seats in an Acura MDX Type S, believe it or not. But I like how peppy this thing is. And yes, you are gonna get the familiar sound of a 4-cylinder turbo, but because of the electric motor, there's no boost lag. Like, it's there, but the electric motor negates it. And it gives you that nice low torque delivery that sometimes, a lot of times, you don't get with a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, is that lower torque. But because of the electric motor, boom, it's instantaneous and it's in that low rev range. If you noticed, even though we're in a mid-size 3-row SUV, it's very easy to navigate through traffic, through tight city streets. But yet when the road opens up and becomes a nice ribbon of taffy, guess what? You could gobble up that taffy very easily because this thing handles just that well. The nice thing is that it's very, very easy to drive and you feel the extra performance. I'm gonna slow down here a little bit. Right around 30 miles an hour on throttle. Look at this. Nose points for the sky and we are off. Now, when I say nose points towards the sky, that's not necessarily a good thing, because I do find that the suspension is much softer in this TX than in the Acura MDX Type S, by far. Both of them use adaptive suspension, but this one definitely feels on the softer side. So something just to think about. I guess the good news is that on that longer haul with the family, you're probably gonna be more comfortable, especially if you're driving over rougher roads. But if you wanna do the business through the twisty bits, this one is gonna be a little bit more filled with body roll, even though you have the rear wheel steer. I think the rear wheel steer is definitely gonna still help you, but you are gonna have more body roll than the MDX Type S. But one thing I do like is that you're not really feeling the on and off sensation of the turbocharged engine when it kicks on. So that's a really good piece of news. And really where it gets loud from the engine is when you're on throttle, which that kind of makes sense, right? All right, guys, I want to do on throttle from a dead stop. Nobody's behind us. On throttle, here we go. A direct 4 all-wheel drive system, getting the power to the ground. And then, like I said, with that rear wheel steer, it really does a great job of rounding off the bends very nicely for you, really helping to get the vehicle around the corner. Plus, it's gonna help in slow maneuvering situations like in a parking lot or making a U-turn on a tight city road. So that's really good news as well. But like I said, getting to everything is very, very convenient and just makes sense in here. All right, guys, we are gonna get out onto the highway. I'm actually gonna put this into manual shift mode and shift through that 6-speed automatic transmission. Are you ready? Second gear, on throttle, here we go. Very, very precise shifts, really make things very direct in here, and I like that. And being able to have good visibility allows you to navigate around whatever comes your way. So that's another good piece of the puzzle. But I do like the size of the paddles. I just wish that they were made out of metal and not plastic. but they are there and they do allow you to take full advantage of the 6-speed automatic transmission. And then getting the power to the ground with the all-wheel drive, it does a really good job of doing that to where you don't have any slip and you have the grip that you need. All right, guys, we're gonna go on throttle. You ready? On throttle, first gear. I'm very happy to report that they don't pump in a bunch of fake sound. That is one thing that I'm okay with. I know there's a 4-cylinder turbo underneath the hood. We don't need to make it sound really artificial and weird in here, and they did a great job with that. Plus the sound deadening materials and everything. That's another area where I think that they really did a great job with providing the proper environment inside this cabin. Another nice thing with all this power is it's easy to, you know, make passes, it's easy to merge, and the rear wheel steer definitely helps with that. It's not just about carving up a corner like a Thanksgiving Day turkey, it's also about helping you maneuver the vehicle very easily. But I hope that this overall review of the 500h F-Sport Performance has been good for you. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a nanosecond. All right, guys, it's been another fun-filled day out here in Austin, Texas. Definitely gotta thank the whole Lexus crew for getting us access to this, say it with me, TX 500h F-Sport Performance. Let me know what you think. Are you gonna go Acura MDX Type S for your performance midsize SUV? Or are you liking the route that Lexus took with the TX? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rides family. Of course, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for Stephen Flood traveling all the way with me from Florida to Texas to capture this thing on film for you. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.